Hello, welcome to another tutorial for Unreal Engine made easy. Let's go. In this video, we'll go over how to easily share object references, variables, and all kinds of data between blueprints with actor components. Transferring the correct references and information between blueprints was one of the biggest concepts that I struggled with when I first started out. So hopefully this can help simplify a lot of these concepts with some techniques that can be easily applied in any project. First, let's take a second to understand how object references and data are stored within Unreal Engine blueprints. When you play your level, any reference objects or data within any blueprint will only be accessible as long as that specific blueprint is active. So for example, if you're creating a reference to something within an actor blueprint that can be deleted, killed, or for any reason removed from the scene, then that reference data will also become unavailable after that. Then this will cause problems if you need that reference for another function, event, or anything further. This is also an issue especially with widget blueprints, such as a menu or something that can constantly be activated and deactivated at any time, which wipes all dynamic variable reference and data every time. This is where the actor component can be really useful. This can store any variables from object references, enumeration values, to data tables, or really anything that you can think of. And you can attach this to any blueprint class, including your player controller. And since your player controller is always active, attaching an actor component for data storage here means that this information will permanently be available and centralized. Furthermore, it is incredibly easy to access anytime, any place without needing to use casting, interface events, or any other techniques to send the information between blueprints. In order to demonstrate this, let's say for example that we have an actor that temporarily shows up into the level, grants you 200 of a resource, and then that actor is destroyed along with its references and data, which we will want to access after that point. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and open up a new template project. Let's get started. Create an actor component by right-clicking in the content browser, selecting Blueprint, and then selecting Actor Component. Name it whatever you want, and then we can open it up. Within here, let's create a variable for the value that we want to reference. Let's just make it an integer number, and we can call it resources. We're done here for now, so we can compile and save. Then we'll go ahead and open up our player controller and add this actor component. And just like that, now we have a reliable place to store anything, which will always be available. Next up, let's quickly create our example actor, which will temporarily show up and grant us the resources before disappearing. So we can go ahead and right-click in the content browser, select Blueprint, and then Actor Blueprint. Name it whatever you'd like, open that up, and then we can create a basic function for this actor to give the resources to the player and then get destroyed. For our demonstration here, we'll just set this up on the begin play. Simply right-click in the event graph and get player controller, and then from here you can pull off and type get component by class. Find your player controller component, and then you'll have access to the variable that we just created. Let's go ahead and add 200 to this value and then set it. For our demonstration here, we'll also just go to the viewport and add a simple mesh for visual clarity of the actor being present and then being destroyed when we test it. So let's go back to a player controller and just add a simple debug event with a print string to verify that everything is working. We'll create a timer event ticking every second. Here we can get our attached component by simply dragging it into the graph from the hierarchy on the left. Then drag out from there and access our resource amount variable. Let's go ahead and just print out this value for every tick of the debug event. This way we can verify whether our system is working or not throughout all points of the demonstration. The last thing that we need to set up is spawning and destroying the actor. To show this process working dynamically at runtime, let's just make a quick example event using any input key. I'll go ahead and just use 0. Here let's add a spawn actor from class node, and we can set it to our example temporary actor. Then let's add a delay node and then a destroy actor after that. So anytime we press 0, we should spawn in this actor who grants us the resources, and then that actor will be destroyed. Lastly, don't forget to set a spawn location. I'll just input something here to spawn near the starting area of the template map. So we should be all set to test and demonstrate this now. So we'll go ahead and play an editor here. So before we do anything here, we can see that we're printing out that resource value up in the top left, which is coming from our actor component that we set up. So right now it's at 0. And if we press the key for our example event that we set up here, which was the key 0, I'll hit that, and then we can see here's the actor in the scene. We can see the box show up, and then now it's gone. But we can see up in the top left that now the value went to 200 when the actor showed up, and then when they got deleted, Now we can see that it still is at 200. So we still have access to that variable amount that was created by that actor even after it got destroyed. So everything's working good. Also, we can see that if we move the debug event printing out our resource value into any other blueprint, we'll still have access to the correct values. If we're outside of the player controller, just simply use get player controller and then get component by class as we did earlier. So now if we needed to get this resource for a player ability or a function, for example, it exists in a permanent and centralized location that can easily be accessed from anywhere. You can use this same exact approach to get the data from the player controller component with any other blueprint, including widget blueprints. So you can easily access all kinds of data dynamically to add to any sort of menu or UI element, even if it gets destroyed at runtime. The usage possibilities are endless, and they are just so easy to apply and scale. Also note that in the demonstration, we attached the actor component to the player controller because that's an easy universal approach. But if you'd prefer to attach the actor component somewhere other than just your player controller, you could also choose to attach it to an invisible actor that just permanently exists in the level, for example. As long as it does not get deleted during runtime, that is the key for keeping the references available. But no matter where you attach the actor component, remember all you have to do is just create a variable within the component for whatever you want to store or transfer. And as I said earlier, this could be anything from object references, enumeration values, or even data struct values. Then you can set that data from anywhere and have it all available to reference anytime from any blueprint regardless of any other factors. Thanks for watching this video. Feel free to let me know in the comments below if you have any feedback or questions. And check out my channel here for more tutorials, tips, and information on Unreal Engine made easy. See you in the next one. Thanks. Peace.